What's going on, guys? JSGC 171 here, and we're back for another transfer update, this time for Man City. Now, as you've seen in the last couple of videos, you'll have seen that my Man City videos have attracted a few views, and that's obviously because they've signed and sold players, so we'll crack on with that. First up, James Horsfield has left Man City permanently now. He's left. He's joined NAC Breda, Man City's little feeder club. Or partnership club, whatever you want to call it, over in the Netherlands. So he's gone there permanently. So one of our youngsters left. Good luck to him. You know, it's nice to see some of our youngsters actually leaving and heading abroad. It's nice to see British and English youngsters heading abroad permanently as well. On loan, permanently. You know, good experiences. Good luck to him. Wish him all the best. Hope he does well for Breda, and I hope Breda do well, obviously, because they're associated with Man City. Now, also leaving is Alexander Kolarov. He's kind of appeared out of nowhere just after last week's episode with the Man City transfer update. Now, he's headed to Roma for a deal between £5 to £6 million. Kind of floated out of nowhere, and it's floated out of nowhere because Man City basically have agreed a fee with Benjamin Mendy, so they were looking to fund a little bit. I think they've paid a little bit more than they were willing. I think they've paid around £5-6 million more than what they were willing. Heads to £5-6 million of Kolarov's left. Otherwise, he'd probably have stayed if they'd managed to agree it, perhaps. But so now Kolarov leaves. It leaves a little bit of a void for centre-back / left-back for Man City. Obviously, they've signed. That's another one confirmed. Danilo signed, £26.8 million deal from Real Madrid. So, Danilo, Man City player, he'll cover there for Kolarov. Now, that's because they missed out on Dani Alves, otherwise that transfer wouldn't have happened. Pep Guardiola already says, you know, that was plan B for Man City. That was sorted nice and quickly. You know, so Kyle Walker, Danilo, Benjamin Mendy, you know, pretty decent. I expect Fernandinho will probably operate around there. I'm waiting to see what happens with Delph, otherwise he can slip in there as well, left back or right back. So we'll have to see. For centre-back, that's a bit of a problem. I know Yaya Toure can play there, Fernandinho can play there, but it's not perfect having just Stones, Otamendi and Company, a Company who's very injury-prone around there. So I'd like to have seen Man City sign a centre-back, but with Pep Guardiola saying recently in press conferences that we're kind of, if we're looking to sign anyone, we're looking towards the attack rather than in defence. So perhaps the defence is done, which basically means that we need to be rid of 3 players in defence still. We're still left with what's going to happen to Adara Bioyo. I don't know what is going to happen to him. Perhaps he's not going to head out on loan now, which is very disappointing for Adara Bioyo, as he really does need game time. I'd love to see what he could do, perhaps in a mid-table champion, or top team in the Championship, see what he could do there, see if it could be a success, you know, like how Aaron Moyer's done at Huddersfield. Be great, but, you know, I don't like it's going to be happening. But at least he's going to get a promotion. I mean, it's a step closer for him taking up Kolarov's place, with Kolarov no longer being there, so he's up the pecking order, I suppose. However, we have still got Jason Denayer and Eloquent Mangala. Now, he's looking to the situation for Mangala. He said, Mangala, this is from Pep, he's training with Man City. He'll be training for Man City throughout the foreseeable for the transfer window. They're basically keeping him fit, and they'll see what they'll do to whether they'll be getting rid of him or not. Now, I thought he was joining Lyon a few weeks ago. He was pictured in Lyon. Obviously, that was a move that was getting discussed. The move hasn't materialised, or maybe they might go back to it on a later date. I imagine Mangala will leave Man City, but I don't expect that to be until probably towards the end of the window when teams are looking for a bargain. I presume Man City are looking for a permanent deal, I believe, somewhere, probably between £10-15 million. After they spent well over £30 million for him, near enough £40 million, some have quoted. It's a bit disappointing to getting that much, but we'll have to see. Otherwise, he may be a Man City player up till at least January, so they might as well use him. He's strong and powerful and quick, so we'll have to see. We'll give him a chance if he does end up staying with Man City. I personally think he's a good player as long as he's played in the right matches against the right players. If you play him against the wrong players, he's going to get ripped to shreds. Against the taller, slower strikers, he's perfect. Against quick and pace, he's just terrible. Decision-making, awful. So we'd have to weigh that up and see. Now, with Denayer, I think he's just going to leave. I mean, he's obviously spoke out about Man City. I don't think he's that well, he don't well like the club that much, and you don't blame him. We've kind of mistreated him. I was calling for a few years back for him to be given a chance at Man City. He wasn't. He was loaned out to Sunderland and Galatasaray and all that. Really disappointing after his success. I think it was in Celtic, after doing really well up there. So we'll have to see what happens to him, but I expect that he will leave. So, there you go. Now, in terms of any other players leaving, now, I know we're also looking to sell Nasri. That's another transfer I expect to go through at some point between now and deadline day. So that's obviously, what, a whole nearly a month away, just over a month away now. So I expect that the happenings will be a couple of defenders leaving, 1 or 2 of the attackers leaving, maybe something in midfield, and Man City signing 1 or 2 players. That's what I reckon. I reckon 4 or 5 more out, 1 or 2 more in. Because they do need to raise the funds, so they need to kind of sell players. Whether it be on loan, obviously with the wages paid, then that's better than nothing. If they're paying a loan fee, that's even better. But if they can get a permanent, I'm confident we could get permanents for Mangala. Nasri's getting linked with a fair few clubs. Roma are interested again. They like getting bargains from us. They've been linked with Turkey as well. We'll have to see. Denai's getting linked to here, there and everywhere. I don't think he's linked to anywhere in the United Kingdom just yet, but he has been linked with moves abroad, so we'll have to see what happens there. I've got no new updates yet for Louise. Hopefully, maybe by the time I've spoken and this has gone out onto YouTube, he might have. I'm expecting he'll sign for Girona. If so, obviously I'll cover it next week. Any of the transfers, for that matter, will get covered, and hopefully we'll get more of a feel to what's happening with the team. Now, any of the youngsters could leave here, there and everywhere, so we'll have to wait and see. Probably to Girona, Breda, or somewhere in England or Scotland, really. So you never know. There'll be a lot more, I imagine. The youngsters, a lot of them will head out on loan. So yeah, okay. Next up, we also have a little bit of an update on Alexis Sanchez. Now, PSG is struggling to get this one over the line. Apparently, he wants a lot of money, and he has his heart set on Manchester. So now Alexis Sanchez was linked with PSG. Apparently he was in Paris to seal a deal to move there. However, they're focusing all their attention on Neymar in that massive deal. Real Madrid are lining up a massive deal for Mbappe. Man City's been linked with Mbappe as well. Apparently we're not willing to spend anything over £143 million for him, and Real Madrid are well prepared to go to £160–170 million. It's absolutely insane. Oh, man, transfer window is warming up. I'm really looking forward to doing my Premier League transfer ones again, but we've still got Championship and predictors to do before then, before we get back to the Premier League, and obviously we'll focus on the happenings in Europe too. Now, also got another update with a player called Martinezz. I think his name's Ingolo Martinez, I think his name is, over in Spain. I don't know anything about him, I'm afraid, so I can't tell you anything about him. But he's a centre-back, Man City being linked. Pep Guardiola doesn't sound that interested in him. I think that's just a press linking him with us, so we'll put that one to one side, and we'll wait and see what happens there. Anyone else as well, we linked with the other Martinezz at Bayern as well. I think we've got some kind of clause with Guardiola going to City that we can't sign any Bayern players. So, you know, we'll have to see with regards to that one. We've also got Laporte as well. Not really heard much on him. We'll have to see again. But it's nice to get the Mendy deal, £47 to £52 million deal. The press have just put it in between and said 49.3 to £49.8 million, which makes him just a little bit more expensive than Kyle Walker, who's obviously, we've already covered, a Man City player. We've got Danilo, we've got Edison, we've got Louise as well. We've also, who else have we signed? We've also, running out of players, we've also nabbed up Bernie Silva as well. And we've not seen him yet for pre-season after the Confederation Cup. So we'll have to see. I think that regards to Sanchez as well, because they're still on holiday, still having their break. So I'm not expecting to see them for maybe another week or so. I don't know when they're back, actually. It'd be nice if someone could leave in the comments when they are back. I don't know. I know they've not travelled to America just yet. A few other players haven't. Got no updates yet on Iheanacho as they're trying to get a move away from Man City. And also on Sancho, not Sancho as I called him last week, Sancho. Still hasn't signed that new contract yet. Hopefully he does, and he can head out to the United States and everything can get going. Because Phil Foden's hitting the ground running, obviously. I'm expecting that Odara Bioyo might hit the ground running as well if we give him enough of a chance. I mean, I think he's more than ready to slot in as Man City's fourth choice centre-back. Why not? You know, if they're going to play three at the back, 3 centre-backs and 2 wing-backs next to them, then we may as well slot in someone like Fernandinho or something, or Yaya Touré in the, in front of the back 2 or something like that. I mean, they could make it work. We'll have to see. Hopefully Pep will try it out in pre-season, actually. Different formations, different players in different positions, and we'll see what happens. I mean, we've got the right opponents for it. Real Madrid, we've played Man United. We've still got to play Tottenham in Nashville coming up next week, and we've also still got to play West Ham in Iceland. And obviously they've got, a couple of weeks then to work on the training before the big match against Brighton, which is on the 12th. I think we're on 12th. We might be playing in May on another time. Let me have a look. calendar. Where have we got Brighton? We've got Brighton on the 12th at 5:30, so we'll have to see for that one. So, we'll see you again for the next Man City transfer update, which will be next week. This has been JSGC 171. Hope you have a nice day. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Peace. Ciao for now.